Hello, lovely viewers. You're welcome to another exciting episode of She Is, the show that empowers women around the world to take up space despite the challenges that they have been through. The show is proudly brought to you by Smile GH Photography for all your events, productions, birthday shoots, and all that. Contact Smile GH on 024 00 81 636 or 026 10 89 346. The show is also supported by Templessy Court. Templessy Court is a home away from home. If you want a place to relax your head with the family, as a hideout, call Templessy Court on 030 2791 815 or 0244 29 2520. My name is Richmond Opon. After the break, we introduce our guest. Welcome back. Today on the show, we have a beauty queen, a proprietress, a beautiful woman, and a woman of substance at that. Our guest today is Miss Nana Ama Agyeiwaa. I bet you don't know the name, right? It rings a bell. Miss Nana Ama, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Yourself?
You're looking so pretty. I'm
Thank
fine.
you. Thank you.
So
Is
this how you look every day?
Oh no, on a normal day. I work in a school, so I have kids coming around, so I can't wear heavy makeup all the time.
How's a normal day like for you?
On a normal day, I have a child that comes to the school as early as 5:30 because her mom works in town, so she needs to drop her off in the morning before going to beat traffic. So by 5 I'm up. I need like 30 minutes to get ready. So 5:30 I'm ready to receive the child, and that's how my day starts. So if I receive her, I need to keep her busy and active until the teachers start coming in at 6:30.
Okay, with your name Nana Ama, one would think you're an Ashanti. Can you tell us?
I'm an Achim. I'm from
okay.
Achim Oda. So yeah, Eastern region to be precise.
Can you tell us about your family? How was growing up like for you?
Growing up, born, bred and battered in Accra, Hacho.
Okay.
So I grew up in Hacho. There's this area called Supermarkets. It used to be a residential area at the time. But I'm from a family of 4. I've got 2 brothers myself, and then my mom because my dad is late. So yeah, basically we're just a small.
And you are
I'm the eldest.
Wow.
And the only girl. So it brings a lot of responsibility. Not really, no.
You're the first,
yes.
But you are the only girl.
Yes.
So you're pumped.
Not really. It comes with a lot of responsibilities, right? So I think I got my leadership skills from being the eldest and the only girl growing up with 2 boys because my mom was a busy woman. So I learned a lot of things at a tender age, trying to take care of my little brothers and cooking for them and all those things. So my leadership skills, I always say, I started with them.
What schools did you attend
growing up? So my first school was in Hacho, Jemima Preparatory School in Hacho Supermarkets, and then we moved to Medina, so it was Medina Cluster of Schools, and then to West Africa Senior High School. So from there I went to nursing training in Kumasi, Confanoche. I was first.
You wanted to be a nurse?
I'd always wanted to be a nurse. Wow. I think growing up, they said my parents wanted me to be a nurse, so they said it to me, nurse and Befata and all that. So I wanted that as well. So I went into nursing, and then when I was in 2nd year, I auditioned for Ghana's Most Beautiful, and then
come to that.
yeah. So long story short, I didn't finish the nursing course.
Okay.
I deferred and never went back.
Okay.
So after nursing, and then let me jump the Ghana's Most Beautiful season. So after I handed over, I traveled to South Africa to further my education. So I did uni in University of Pretoria in South Africa.
Okay, so basically I guess schooled, in South Africa and then
in Ghana.
Growing up in Ghana, so you have the blend.
Yes, I do.
All right, so after the break, we'll get to know more about our guests. Welcome back. If you just tuned in, our guest today is Nana Ama Agyeiwaa. Okay, Nana Ama Agyeiwaa. All right, so you went to South Africa to do
uni. Yes, I did uni.
So you
in South
studied
Africa.
psychology.
Child psychology.
Why child psychology?
Because I've always loved kids. Growing up, every Saturday I'll gather the kids in the area. the busy moms, they'll bring their kids to our house, and then I'll be braiding their hair.
Wow.
And if I braid,
Did you learn that?
I didn't. If I braid, to be honest, it wasn't that good. But if I see the child on like Tuesday and the mom had taken the hair off, I get furious because I put in a lot of effort. So my dad was getting pissed at some point. He was always like, the way all the time there were kids around me, you know. So I knew I'd wanted to work with kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
that was the reason why, yeah, I chose something that will give me the opportunity to get close to kids. Yes.
So how did you hear about Ghana's Most Beautiful?
On TV. The first time I entered TV3 premises was the first time I went to pick the forms. So they were showing the adverts on TV. I'd followed, I think it started in 2007. I was a bit young then. I didn't qualify for the age range. So when in 2010, I told my mom, they were showing the commercials, and I told my mom, I want to go for this competition. I had loved pageants, but I don't have the size of a typical model. You know, I'm a bit curvy and all that. And to be a model, you need to, you have to have the height. I'm not tall. So I'd always wanted to be a model, but there wasn't one for me. So when I saw Ghana's Most Beautiful, I'm like, this is my criteria. This is something. They don't really care about vitals and all that. So I told my mom, I want to go for this commercial. My mom was like, I'm like, Papa. So she was like, okay then. So I went to pick the forms. I didn't even tell her. I was going for auditions. I remember I needed slit and cap.
Your child is speaking the truth today. She didn't tell you.
I didn't tell her. The first day I entered, I went to pick the form. I didn't tell her. And then I needed something slit and cover, something traditional.
Yeah.
And I didn't have one for myself. I had just normal dresses. So I'm like, Mom, this is the situation. I need a slit and cover. So she gave me hairs. We went to alterate it. Yes, I had to tell her. I didn't have a choice. So she gave me hairs. We went to a seamstress at the time. We went to alterate it to suit me. And then I want my mom's slit and cover for the auditions. Yeah.
So take us through audition. How was it like?
Ooh, at my time, for Eastern Region, I think for Eastern Region, there were about 30 contestants.
Wow.
30. And they needed only one person out of the 30 to represent Eastern Region. So for me, when I was selected to represent the Eastern Region, I was like, if I'm able to beat 30 people, 29 other people, they needed just one person, and that one person was me. Then how much more 9 other ladies competing with me?
What do you think you did right that got you selected?
I think to a very large extent, I think it was my smile.
Okay.
I smile a lot. So, when people entered the audition room, they were so tensed. For me, when I'm happy, I smile. When I'm tensed, I smile. When I'm sad, I smile. So when I entered, I was a bit, my nerves were getting the better of me, so I decided to smile. The moment I entered and I looked at the judges, at the time it was Ifo Kojo Malgbe, Linda Ampa, and then Mr. Danu of TV3. So when I got there, I just smiled. And they smiled back, and that was it. I felt so relaxed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think confidence. Yeah, when they smiled, it boosted my confidence, and I felt so comfortable around
Did
them.
you believe you were going to win the crown?
I believed in myself, but it was very, very competitive at the time. If anybody watched Ghana's Most Beautiful 2010, people would say that was the time that, like, we literally lifted the standard of Ghana's Most Beautiful really high. It was very, very competitive. So I knew I was good, and people didn't see me coming. I was like the underdog.
Yeah.
I was like, I was so reserved, calm and collected, unassuming. People didn't see me coming. Meju find out.
How did the crown actually mean to you? Like, you were in there now.
Yo.
So did it mean a lot
It
to you?
meant the world to me, because nursing is a bit restrictive.
Yeah.
So when I was in the pageant, I was still thinking, what if I get evicted? What if? Do I go back to nursing? Will they accept me? I was a bit scared. So for me, it was all about winning.
Do you think that helped you, to...
Yeah, it kept me focused. But my eye was always on the prize.
Wow.
And I was literally always up for eviction, because I didn't have the votes. I didn't have the votes.
How is an eviction night like?
Yo, bruh, don't even go there. It's scary.
Wow.
It's scary. It's like you're this close to getting out of the competition. For my time, I believe because of me, they had to take 6 finalists instead of 4. because I think the competition was between myself, Bambi, Asibi, Chana, the four of us. And literally myself and Bambi were always up for eviction. So when we come up for eviction, then the judges will be like, okay, it's eviction free. Because I mean, if Amma is out of the competition, there's no competition. If Bambi is out, there's no competition. People won't even watch. So they had to do eviction free nights like 3 or 4 times, which was unheard of in the history of Ghana's most beautiful.
Always both of you.
It was always, it was either me, I'm up for eviction or Bambi is up.
Wow.
So they had to some way, somehow keep us in the competition. And you know, they get their money from the voting. So probably someone isn't that good, but they have the votes. So they keep that person in the competition for the monetary purposes. So they took 6 of us to the finals. And then at the finals, they took 2 out in the beginning, and then the 4 of us competed.
What was one challenging task during the competition for you?
The most challenging was living with 9 other girls under the same roof, individual differences. I'm from a family where I'm the only girl, I'm the eldest, I've got 2 kid brothers. So living with 9 other ladies, we had what do you call it, a roaster who cooks and who cleans at what point in time. And you know, some people are lazy by nature, they can't hide it, regardless of the fact that there are cameras all over. They can't hide the fact that they are lazy. So for me, it was a bit of a challenge. And I'm the one that at home, my mom doesn't get home on time, so I'm the one that cooks all the time. So I love to cook, and one will find it as though I'm trying to take over the kitchen, but it wasn't the case. And also, I quite remember on Mondays on our roster, we had banku and okro. So one of the Mondays I was on duty and I cooked the banku and okro. And now every other Monday they wanted me to cook banku. They wanted me to be I'm like, no, because after Sunday's show, we're tired. And on Monday, everybody wants to rest. Now every Monday I have to cook. I broke down and I'm like, no, I don't want.
How are you getting whatever performances you were, given as where you thought, or you have to learn on your
literally.
own?
So every week they'll bring your task for the week.
Okay.
But because I had followed Ghana's Most Beautiful season after season, I'd followed like 3 seasons. So I knew the kind of things that I should expect. Traditional rights, birth rights, all those things. I knew some of the topics.
So you were learning.
So when I got selected, I had 3 days for us to move to the reality house. When they announced the finalists and the final 10, we had like 3 days to move to the reality house. So that 3 days, guess what I did? I went around the Eastern region with a recorder. I remember very well, a recorder. I went to Shai traditional area to learn about the Krobos. They were so welcoming. And then I went to Ebri to learn about the Ikwapims. And then I went to Kofridia.
Wow.
So I think that was
so serious.
That was my weapon.
Wow.
That was my weapon, because I knew what I was expecting in the competition. So I asked questions that I thought would help me, and really and truly, it helped a lot. Because I remember in Koforidua, for instance, I went to learn about traditional instruments. So they had their chief drama teach me about the atumpan, and the atumpan, for instance, was one of the nights that I got a standing ovation. And for the Shire Hills as well, they taught me about the krobo. And bruh, I did the krobo thingy and I had a standing ovation. Wow. So, I mean, those things,
Were you the star performer for the night?
I was. During my time, we didn't have star performer awards. Okay, but I mean, if you get a standing ovation, obviously it means you did well.
And then eventually you won.
Oh, eventually I won.
Tell us about that night and how you felt.
That night, I was so drained. I was tired. I was so tired. So I remember.
How many weeks were you?
13 weeks in a reality house with no cell phone, no internet. The only time we have
no cell phone,
no. The only time we had internet was when we wanted to research on something, on a topic. So then they take us to one of the offices and then we research, and that's it. They try to block you from the outside world because people are mean. Yes. People say a lot of things that if you read, so. Yeah, no internet, no cell phones, and then it was like you're out of. Mm-hmm. So that night, I remember I was so tired. So when we were rehearsing at the National Theatre, I told one of the Ghana Dance Ensemble to call my mom for me. So she called, and I was like, please buy me energy drink when you're coming, because I was so drained. So when they got there, I think they got there around 6:37 p.m. And then she brought the energy drink. Yo, I don't know what was in that energy drink,
That
but that
energy
energy I got, hey, it was off the roof.
Wow,
So
wow, wow.
after I drank the energy drink, I was ready.
Okay,
I was
you were
like,
ready
I
for
was
them.
ready for the show.
Wow, wow.
By the finals, I cried at some points backstage because we had to rotate. But every other segment, they said, "I'ma go first."
Wow.
I'm like, why? Why must I be the one to go first? I was the one making the first appearance all the time.
You were not ready.
I
You're
wasn't.
like,
I'm
no.
like, especially the question and answer segment. I wanted someone to at
go
least
so
go
you
first,
know
so
how
I
it
know.
is.
Yo, I'ma go first. So yeah, I don't know, but it
Wow.
happened.
So you were so happy. I mean, your parents
Oh
were so
my,
excited.
yeah, they were so proud. Everyone else was proud. The final moment, it was Bambi and I, and it was anybody's game. Bambi she's that good. Central region, Fanties.
Yeah.
When they add a little bit of comic things,
Yeah, it goes.
it goes. So Bambi was really good. So it was quite competitive.
So after Ghana's was beautiful, I mean, what projects did you?
So going into the competition, you'll have to have a project, obviously. So my project was career guidance, mentoring, and empowerment. The fact that a lot of students go through the educational system without knowing what really they want to do. Because I went into nursing because my parents really wanted me to be a nurse. My dad was like, "Oh, nursing uniform, be fatal." So I went into nursing. And then the academics bit, I was doing so well, but when it comes to practicals, when a patient is in pain and crying, I'm also crying. When a patient
You're
is,
not ready.
I wasn't. When a patient is throwing up, I'm also throwing up. So I just realized it wasn't my field. So more reason why after I deferred, I didn't go back so that was the project that I wanted to embark on. So after school, I took
And
to
then we know you are the Nkoswohima
of Shai
Shai.
traditional area.
Tell us about that.
So that was sort of, I'm not from Shai traditional area, so it was an honorary award because remember before I went into the pageant, I went to them.
Yes.
I went to them for help, for the advice and everything that I needed to learn about them. So it was such a proud moment for them. I remember the day I was doing the depot tradition, I had TV3 invite them, the chief of Shai traditional area, to come. So he came with a couple of his elders. And then it was such a proud moment for them that I performed it right, even though I'm not part of them. So I did it right and had a standing ovation. So I think after I won, they felt she deserves an honor because I had honored them. So it was an honorary award for me to be, yeah.
All right, so we are still speaking to Miss Nana Ama Agyeiwaa, Ghana's most beautiful winner 2010. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Let's not forget the show is proudly brought to you by Smile GH Photography and Template Court. Nana Ama.
Yes.
Okay, so what is that story? What is that one story that if you look back to where you are now, before you used to cry about it, but now you're like, oh, I mean, it was preparing me for something greater. What is that thing that has broken you down before, but now you look back and you're like, I mean, I've been through this, I can conquer the world.
I'm trying to think of one.
Yes, so many.
Yeah, there's quite a number of them. I mean, from when my dad passed away, and I was in South Africa at that time, and I was still in school. School was in session. I couldn't come. I stayed in my room for weeks. Cried myself. It's something I don't wish for anybody, because I was close to my dad. Being the only girl, I was really, really pretty close to my dad. So not being able to come for his funeral and burial, it was a tough moment. But it was around exam time and I couldn't. There was no way I could have left exam and say I'm coming for my dad's funeral. So for me, I think to a very large extent, I miss me home crying more than anything else. I need to do it for my dad. He's late. Do it for my mom. Now the onus lies on my mom and I to build the family. So it propelled me. it propelled me to stay focused, because now the task is even higher, is bigger. The ooh, it was hectic.
What do you do now?
So now, interesting. I run a school,
Okay.
a Montessori school,
Why a school?
because first and foremost, I love to work with kids.
Yes.
I love to impact knowledge in other people. Growing up, I was that one person that was always correcting people's grammar. So I was so
You
annoying.
are like Nana Ama your friend.
Nana Ama Agyeiwaa. She's the girl's favorite. I was the one person always correcting. I'll try to correct you. So I like to teach people. I like to teach. And the most fulfilling moment for me in my career as a school owner and as a teacher is when you teach the kids something, and then the next day they're able to remember.
Yeah, you feel so fulfilled.
It's like planting a seed and then you see it germinating. So I run a school now. It's a Montessori school. Before I started the school, so after uni, I worked in South Africa for a few years for the experience. I worked in the Montessori school. I did early childhood development as well. So I worked in the Montessori school as a child psychologist and also as a Montessori directress.
Okay.
So at some point, I'm like, I'm not someone that would want to stay abroad for long. I lived there for 7 years. So I'm not one that wants to stay abroad for long. So I think it's about time I come home. And I love to work for myself as well. So I want to come home and try to do something for myself. Now the question was, when I come back to Ghana, what am I coming to do? Am I coming to do media things, or TV doesn't really pay? So I mean, I still have the face. And when I was in South Africa, when I was still schooling, I was coming to Ghana every now and then. Okay. So every now and then when I come, I get like an interview, I get a TV gig, I do 1 or 2 and then I go. So wanting to move back, I'm like, am I going back to do media? TV doesn't really pay. And with the kind of exposure that I had in South Africa, if I had followed my salary in South Africa,
You wouldn't have come home.
I wouldn't have come home.
Wow.
I wouldn't. It was that good. So when I had friends, Ghanaian friends in South Africa, the Ghanaian community, when I told them I was moving South Africa, to Ghana, they're like, now really you're good, you're comfortable. So the discouraging was just too much. But I think I was at that age of I just wanted to come to Ghana. So when I came, so before I decided to buy my Montessori materials and everything. So I bought.
Planned this
I
is what you
planned
wanted
it.
to do.
I planned it because it took me a while.
Okay.
When I had the thought of moving back to Ghana, I didn't just wake up and said I'm going. I weighed my options, what I really wanted to do when I come back to Ghana. I'm like, this is what I want to own a school. So I should start preparing towards it. So I worked and I started buying my Montessori materials. The Montessori materials are pretty much expensive.
Yeah, I could tell.
Very much expensive. So I bought my Montessori materials, sold my car at the time.
Wow.
And
how difficult was that?
it was difficult. Because my car, so South Africa is a country where you buy a car, you pay it on monthly installments. So people don't carry cash and buy a car like Ghana, where you have to pay cash for it. So trying to sell mine was a bit of a hassle. I was driving a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's a big car, so trying to sell it was a hassle. The person that actually bought it still owes me some money as we talk now.
Let's look for the person.
Let's look.
The person
I remember him.
Please mention it. Hello.
He's a Ghanaian living in South Africa. I think because he knew I was in a hurry to go, he's like, okay, this is what I have. Take this. I'll try to send them. I think about it. I'm like, this dude actually took me for granted, and he's enjoying the car now. So I sold the car. Sold what I could sell in my apartment. I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment, so it was pretty much a lot of things, in my Hunyamadoso. So I sold what I could sell and then bought my Montessori materials and shipped everything, the rest of the things,
So you
to
bought
Ghana.
everything in South Africa?
I bought everything in South Africa and then shipped it like a month ahead.
Okay.
So like a month ahead before I moved to Ghana, guess what? I was living in an empty apartment because I had shipped everything. I was literally living in an empty apartment, no bed, my mattress on the floor.
Wow.
So that 1 month, and it was winter season, it was cold. That 1 month was hectic. It was hell for me. But I'm like, this is just temporal.
Yeah,
This is just temporal. And I didn't want to. I don't like stressing people. So I had friends that said, no, move in. Yeah, come live with me for the time. And I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm someone that enjoys my personal space. So going to invade someone's space was, I don't like that. So I lived in an empty apartment. All I had was a little pot because I had shipped my fridge.
Wow.
I had shipped a lot of things. So I had 2 small pots that I'll cook every night. But then if I cook, I must eat because I can't store it in the refrigerator. So it was challenging. I go to do grocery shopping and I'm carrying my when I had a car, I'll buy a lot of things, drive, and now I'll carry my groceries. Oh, it was hectic, but it was worth it.
And then after a month, you came.
After a month, I moved down to Ghana, and then that was when I started looking for properties to get for the school to get started because I had the materials. Now it's just the infrastructure. Exactly. So that was when I started looking, and the first property that I got, guess what? My bro. The first property that I got. Okay, so before I got here, after I'd bought the materials and all that, I had told people to start looking for properties around. Yeah, because I grew up around the neighborhoods of Hacho, Medina, and Adenta. I wanted somewhere on that side. But to a very large extent, I wanted new sites, new areas where it's a growing community, where the school can grow with the community. So I had left the message with people to start looking for places for me. So there was this particular place around, is it Oyarefa?
Yeah.
Oyarefa, Adenta Oyarefa. There was a place that side that they sent me pictures, and it stood out for me. It was by the roadside, very pretty nice, something catchy,
Wanted,
story building and all that. So they started talking with the president until I came. I said, no, we're selling it. So if the person is ready, but if she's not here, by the time she comes, if it's still there, fine. Okay, so I got to Ghana, and unfortunately, it was still there. So I went and then negotiated with the guys involved. There was a little land in front that I wanted for a play area, because play is a very important aspect of learning. So I wanted to use that little space for a play area. This guy's like, nope, I'm selling that one differently because I want to use it for stores and all that. I'm like, it's a school. How can you have stores in front of the house? Because there was a house, it had a wall, but in front of the house is that land, that space. He's like, no, I need to use it for stores. I'm like, okay. So it was a no, because the play space in the house wasn't that big enough. So that extra piece of land would have been the extra factor. But this guy was like, no. I'm like, okay. So we spoke and we did all the negotiations, and it was time for me to go make payments. So on the day that I was supposed to go make payments, I was on the Tema motorway coming to Accra, and then I got a message from the owner that said, unfortunately, another party has come to make payments. How? I don't know. I had built my hopes around this particular property.
And you were just about going to pay.
I was on my way to go make payments. I was on my way. We had scheduled that we meet on that particular day at 4 p.m. So at 2 p.m., I had a message that said, oh, someone came and they have made payments. So we're sorry.
How did you take that?
I was pissed, really. I was livid, literally. I'm like, how? Because this is something I've been discussing with you while I was away. I'm back. We've been negotiating. I think the other person didn't have a problem with him having stores in front of the land. And guess what? That person got the property and it's still there. They haven't done anything on it.
How?
Anytime I drive past, I'm like,
Ochia.
I'm like, Ochia. I'm like, Ochia.
Wow.
And just this February, I drove around that side, and guess what? They've put for rent on their house.
What is wrong with that? I don't know.
So I'm like, maybe
He's
God was
money hungry
saving me from something.
Yes, I think think so.
Maybe God was just saving me from something.
So how did you get your new place?
So my new place, I was searching, just scouting, driving around areas, new areas. And then I saw this property like, ooh, it was like an abandoned property. If I show you pictures of the before and what it looks now. So I was with a friend of mine and then my mom. I'm like, no, this one, it's not something. And my mom's exact words. You don't see a gold mine when you don't know. So you don't know a gold mine when you see one, eh?
Yes.
That was her exact words. And really, I haven't regretted going for that one. I haven't regretted.
Now, how did you start? You know, how many kids did you start with?
So when I got the place, started setting it up and all that, because I like things. I'm a liker of nice things. So I wanted it to get to a certain standard before I open officially. So I was moving in things in trucks, so all these toys and play materials and cars and scooter bikes. I was moving it in trucks and all that. So I think the people in the area got to know, oh, she's come to use this place for us. Because I think the property had been there for long.
Yeah.
There had been that signage for sale or for rent on it for long. So the moment I moved in, people, and I started renovating, a lot of everything was happening fast. So people were like, what is she coming to do? So my neighbors were aware, but I hadn't put any official signage that says. So like I literally used like I think, if I'm not mistaken, in like a whole year after I got the place. It took a whole year for me to start running it. So setting it up and all that, I got to a point I had to move into the place. Someone has to live there. So I moved in there. It's a 6-bedroom house. So I moved in one. And then I was, every now and then I started with the admin work, trying to set up things. So I was in the house was it a Saturday afternoon? And then this lady came to knock on the gate. I opened and she's like, she came with a little boy. Madam, okay, it's an English speaking show, right? I can speak to you. Madam, Matisa, what they have about school? Let me see. Oh, Nadaben our best. I'm sure me ready. Okay, can I look around? I said yes, of course. I showed her around. She's like, now when also when you're ready, then be now train. I'm like, oh, I need to put so and so in order before. She's like, my child is at home and I've moved him from his old school. I don't want to keep him at home. So whether I like it or not, on Monday, I'm bringing him. Literally.
Just like that.
Literally. I'm bringing him on Monday. And that was how it started. I felt I wasn't ready, but other people realized, no, you're more than ready. And I'm forever thankful to that particular, because I think I was just wasting time.
Yes.
I was just wasting time because someone was like, people don't have half of what you have now, but they've started running it. This is
maybe you had planned something in your mind, so
because of the exposure in South Africa.
Yes, I think that's it.
So I wanted it to that standard,
like,
exactly. Yes. But they were like, no.
That's what South Africa.
I know. Here is home.
Yeah.
So the woman was like, I think you should. And everyone else. So when she brought her child on that Monday, it was just me and the child. So now I had to look for a teacher. So then I started advertising for teachers. So someone came to interview. And that one child led to another and another. And now, yeah.
So how many kids do you have in your school?
I'm not telling.
How many teachers?
But we are counting numbers. I do have 5 teachers now.
Wow.
We're counting numbers by the grace of God. Day in, day out, we're counting numbers.
I think if you don't set up your mind to do something, you can't. Achieve anything.
And you need to start from somewhere. You just have to make that move. It's just that single move that we have to make.
You need to start from somewhere. You need to make that move. On this note, we are going for a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. So we are with Nana Ama Agyeiwaa, proprietress of East Royale Montessori School. Nana Ama, was starting the school easy?
No, it wasn't easy. That one boy, he made me work. He's a job and a half.
Tell us about him.
That one boy, his name is Nana. He's a job and a half.
Wow.
Reason why?
What does he do?
I don't want to use the word naughty because we are not allowed to say a child is naughty. But He was a handful, and I think his training from the start was a bit rough. They had moved schools and all that, so he wasn't quite
I
settled.
mean, the woman had moved
Yes, moved him from another
school
school,
to
and
your
he's
school,
like,
so
"You must have him on Monday." So it was a lot of work, and it was a task for me. He was someone that will go out there and advertise for me. So I really wanted to shape him like proper Montessori trained child. So it was a lot of work, but it was worth it. It's been worth it.
what did you sacrifice to get the school to
Oh,
where you have it now?
a lot. I had to sacrifice sleep. I had to sacrifice partying with friends. Because when I came for like that 1 year, I wasn't working. I wasn't working in a school. So I could go and I love to go away. So every now and then, I mean, Akosombo, I'll go to, on a Monday or on a Tuesday, I'll just pick my bag. I'm going away. I'll go to Royale Saint, I'll go to Aqua Safari. Every now and then, I was just all over the place. And now I couldn't do that anymore. So it was a bit of a challenge, but I'm like, no, this is your future you're trying to build over here, and it cost me some friends as well. But I mean, if the woman I'm becoming will make me lose friends, so be it. Yeah.
Now, how do you balance, you have a personal life and then being a proprietress? How are you able to juggle that?
Oh, I do juggle it with ease. It's not difficult. I live in the school now, so yeah, I live there because of the child that comes at 5:30. So I live there. So the only problem is you can't even. The fact that I live there doesn't mean I can go and take afternoon naps. No, the noise and all that, and it's somehow a disadvantage because you have the parents that because you live there, they want to come for their child at 6:37 p.m. So it's a bit of a disadvantage. But I mean,
I hope
yeah,
it's yielding revenue.
it is. Most importantly, it is. But I mean, with every business, there are stages that you have to invest, and then the returns will come later.
Yes.
So yeah.
Okay. Now, you advise to young girls who feel that being successful is only seen on TV. I mean, you have to be a presenter or a radio host or TV before you become successful.
I think, yeah, most young girls out there now are fame hungry. They want to be out there so bad. But a lot of people are doing the most coded. People are really working. People are really making money without having to be on TV. So, TV is powerful. TV is good.
Yes.
But the real work is behind the scenes. The real hard work.
You think Ghana's Most Beautiful helped you in any way?
It has shaped my life so much. Before Ghana's Most Beautiful, I was just a girl next door, but God uplifted me to a royal position via the Ghana's Most Beautiful platform. It's a huge platform. But after the pageant, the onus lies in your own hands, you the individual, to decide. Because I'm not the only one from Ghana. A lot of young girls have gone through that platform. But it depends on you, the individual, and your vision in life, whether to make it. Ghana's Most Beautiful can make or unmake you. And then I always tell young girls that the crown is not the ultimate. The crown. I mean, I was on Ghana's Most Beautiful the same year as Bella Mundi. She was also in Miss Malaika.
Yeah.
She didn't win, but look at Bella now. Look where she is now. So winning is not the ultimate. I mean, when you go into the we all go there to win, but if you don't win, don't be discouraged.
You should have a life.
There's life still goes on. You went into the pageant with a purpose. Whether you win or not, focus on that purpose. Just push the agenda forward. That's what I tell every young girl that comes to me. I want to go for Ghana. I'm like, it's great. If you win the crown, hallelujah. But if you don't lose hope. Just keep pushing. Keep focused.
Mm-hmm. Is this the end for you? Do you think? What more should we expect for?
From me,
yes.
For now, I think my vision is to plant schools across the nation.
Wow.
Now, Nanado has made it 16 regions, so now my vision is wide, it's broad. So, in the future, I want to have schools everywhere, in all the regions. God be my help. I really want to.
It's Nana Ama Agyeiwaa, single or searching?
Single, searching. No, I'm repeating yourself.
No, are you single?
Whether
or,
you're,
you know.
it's either you're single or you're married, and I'm not married, so.
Okay, so are you single?
Um, it depends on what single. I mean, a situationship, not a relationship. I'm just kidding.
Oh wow, there's somebody.
But
there.
I'm not married. Yeah, but I'm hoping to get married. Marriage is not for me. People ask me about marriage. They make marriage look like it's the ultimate. Like once you're married, there are a lot of people out there that are married and they're not happy.
Yeah.
They're depressed.
I mean, it's with
I am
time.
happy.
Yeah.
The way I am, people are the ones worried. It's dabai now, like yo, dabai now subewu. You know. You know?
Have you asked that question?
Exactly. Your age mates are getting married. Your age mates are dying as well. Why are you still alive? Charlie?
Wow. Your
So,
final words. Your final words.
my final words to viewers. Hi viewers, I love you guys all. Rome wasn't built in a day. What I tell people every now and then is always one step at a time. Believe in yourself. I mean, if you don't believe in yourself, how the hell do you expect someone else to believe in you? So believe in yourself, believe in your vision and your dreams, and then just know that every drop of water counts. Put in the work, put in the effort. It might not seem as something big, but trust me, as long as you make the move, our God out there, He's powerful. He makes ways where there is no way.
There's time for everyone.
There's time for everyone. If you believe in times and seasons, you know, you relax. You won't envy anyone. Yeah.
I believe our guest has said it all, but after the break, she'll be surprised. Welcome back. I believe you all know what this segment is about, the smartness level.
Hey!
Segment, where we get to know how smart our guest is. You know, she's a proprietress. Smart woman at that, so we have to find out.
Eesh.
Nana Ama,
Pressure.
are you ready for this segment?
I think I'm not. You should have told me that.
We believe you, trust
Oh,
you.
yeah, sure.
Now, we are going to ask you 3 questions. And then we believe that you can answer all of them.
So what's at stake if I win?
Something special.
Okay.
Something special. Okay, so question number 1.
Ooh, Jesus, Lord help me.
Richmond's father
Uh-huh.
has 3 kids.
Okay, Richmond's father has 3 kids.
Okay, there's 30, there's 20. Who's the last child?
Richmond's father has 3 kids. There's 30, a 30-year-old.
There's 30.
There's 30, just
There's
30.
20.
There's 20.
Who's the last child?
If you said 30, 30-year-old or 30, what is 30? 30 can be anything.
30.
30
There's
what?
20. I mean, he has 3
3 kids, there's 30.
There's 20. Who's the last?
No, you're not answering my question though. There's 30 what? A 30-year-old?
30.
30 what?
30.
No, if you're asking me a question, you need to elaborate on the question.
There's 30. I mean, he has 3 kids. There's 30. There's 20. So who's the last?
The last as in the name of the person or
Yes,
the number?
Child.
Richmond. Yes! Did I get it?
Okay.
I was going to say 10. There's 30, there's 20, 10.
Okay. So this question. So there are 12 of them in the sea.
There's 12 of fish.
Yeah, 12 fish in the sea. And then half of them drown. How many will be left?
How can a fish drown?
You really
Fish
came.
drown.
Okay, your last question.
Hey, inside.
What has a head and a tail but nobody?
A head, a tail. Nobody.
Something has a head and a tail but nobody.
Nobody.
Nobody. That's your answer? No. A coin has a head and a tail but nobody. So we got you there. Oh, but thank you so much for coming on the show.
It's a pleasure.
We really had fun. You really taught us a lot.
Than's for having
when you
me.
come on the show, we do not leave you to go just like that. There's something special for you.
And
Are
I
you
answered
ready?
my questions right. Yes, I'm
you,
ready.
You answered 2 out of 3.
Oh, that's a lot.
We won't give you.
Oh, me pacha.
Okay, we'll give you. All right. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Oh, my
So,
days. Oh,
For you.
wow. This is one of my favorite pictures, though.
Yes. We got you
Oh, thank you guys so much.
there. Okay.
Oh, wow. This is going straight to my office.
Wow. So it reads, she is show appreciates you. Thank you so much for being an inspiration. Nana Ama Agyeiwaa. We are so grateful.
Thank you so much. Can I put this in front of? Take this one instead of my face until the show is over.
Wow. Yes, our guest seems so happy about her gifts. Let's not forget that the show is proudly brought to you by Smile GH Photography. You can contact Smile GH on 0240 081636 or 026 346. Also, the show is supported by Templessy Court. Templessy Court is a home away from home. You can locate Templessy Court inside Jowolo, right opposite the Equatorial Guinea Embassy. You can call them on 030-2791-815 or 0244-292520. My name is Richmond Okon, and today our guest was Nana Ama Agyeiwaa. Until then, see you next week.
Bye.